Right. Good morning. Welcome to a little bit of Pilates work. Traditional Pilates, unless you're working with the equipment, doesn't have a lot of standing, but I've been throwing it in just because, right, we're in lockdown a lot. Yeah, the mat work doesn't have it. If you're working on the machines, there's lots of standing work. But you guys don't have a machine, I do. Anyways, I want you to line up your feet. We're gonna do a bit of an awareness game today. And I want you to find the four corners of your feet. And what I mean by that is your big toe mound, right at the base of your big toe where lots of people get bunions. That, and then the equivalent mound on your pinky, and then either side of your heel can kind of be four corners of your foot. And I want you to just see if you can sense all four corners of your feet. And we're gonna just find the center of our foot from there. And all I want you to do is you're just going to lean forward and see if you can keep all four corners on the floor. Then come back to center and lean back and see if you can keep all four corners on the floor. Come back to center. You're gonna go forward one more time. Are all four corners on the floor? Come to center, lean back, and come to center. And then we're just gonna do the equivalent thing going side to side. So, right, you're just gonna feel all four corners and lean to one side. Can you keep all four corners down? Come back to the middle. Go over to the other side. Are all four corners on the floor? Back to center, one more to each side. Coming back to the middle, over to your other side, and back to center, right? So we're right centered in the middle of our foot. We're neither forward nor back, nor side to side. And then we're just gonna play with a little shoulder shrug as we do a knee bend here. So you're gonna bend your knees, lift your shoulders up, and straighten your legs, and take your shoulders down. Now, you're trying to keep all four corners of your feet on the floor as you do this. We're doing awareness building, which is why it's so slow. Don't worry, I'm going to get faster in a moment here. You're going to lift your shoulders up as you bend your knees, come back up again, and press down through the bottom of the foot. Now, we're going to add in an upper back bend on this, not an upper back bend. You're going to bend your knees. We're not going to lift our shoulders anymore. Round your back and bring the back of your hands together. And then you're gonna come up, you're gonna turn your palms forward and lift your chest up to the ceiling. And you're gonna round your back, bend your knees, bring the back of your hands together. Do you feel all four corners of your feet on the floor? And then turn your palms forward, lift your chest up and back down again. So right, we're playing with those four corners of the feet the whole time, rounding and then lifting up and arching. Now we're gonna do a side bend. Just let your hands drift down the side of your leg and come back up again. Other side, are you still feeling all four corners of the foot on the floor? Side bend, and up, and side bend, and up. Now we're gonna do a little bit of rotation, a little bit different than we have in the past. I want you to take your hands to the top of your shoulders. These are a little bit soft. Find all four corners of those feet on the floor. And then above your belly button, you're gonna turn and come back to center. Turn and come back to center. So knees and hips are trying to stay pointing forward. We're trying to feel all four corners of our feet on the floor as we do this. Just one more side here. Now we're gonna repeat the spinal movements, but quicker. So you're gonna bend your knees, round your back, back the hands together, turn your palms forward and lift your chest and straighten your legs. Rounding and arching. Now as you do this, are all four corners of your feet staying on the floor? One more here, rounding and arching. Now we're gonna side bend and up and side bend and up. Still thinking about those four corners. Can you feel them in contact with the floor? Both feet the whole time. One more here, side bend and up and side bend and up. Hands come to the top of your shoulders, soften your knees a little bit, rotate and center, and rotate and center. You're breathing, Probably exhaling as you turn. That's a fantastic choice. We'll focus more on the breath in a minute. One more to each side here. We're just playing with balance right now. Now, all we're going to do from here is we're just going to see if this has affected the way we do our balance exercise that we've been doing lately. So, right, remember, bum and thighs are soft. Bring one knee forward. Pop your foot off the floor and hold for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's do the other foot. So, right, soft in the bum and thighs, so we're not pushing forward in the hips. Bring that knee forward, pop your foot off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more on each side. So bring your knee forward. Make sure you're not tightening your bum too much. Float that foot up. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Your ankle will still wobble, but maybe those four corners are giving you a different perception of things. Last side, bring that knee forward. Pop your foot up off the floor. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Did you see that? I got way out on the outside corners. We're going to go onto our hands and knees to do a cat stretch right now, so we can get a little bit more into our Pilates breath. So, right, I want you to work your way down onto your hands and knees. When we're there, we want our hands under our shoulders and our knees under our hips. Now, our hip joint for all of us is only somewhere between 4 and 5 inches apart. So that's about how far apart your knees ideally are right now, because then your knees are under your hips, and hands under your shoulders, and our shoulders are much broader than our hips. Now, right, back the head matches the back of the shoulders, belly buttons in. You're going to take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, point your tail down at the floor. Pull your belly button in, push your back up to the ceiling. Take an inhale, feel the back of the ribs expand. And exhale, flatten back out again. Take an inhale. Exhale, pull your tail under, scoop your back up to the ceiling. Inhale, you're looking back at your knees. Exhale, flattening back out again. 2 more. Exhale as you round. Remember, it's not just abdominals. You're trying to pull your tail towards the floor. That helps round your back. Flatten back out again. Take an inhale. Back the leg tenses a little bit to pull that tail towards the floor as you round your back up to the ceiling. Take an inhale into your back. And exhale, flatten back out again. Let's go onto our side for a little bit of rotational breathing. So, right, you're gonna be on your side with your knees bent in front of you. You're gonna have either a pillow or your arm under your head. And you're gonna look at your knees and make sure that top knee is stacked on top of the bottom knee. We're not rolled back a little bit. This is gonna stay still as we work. Top arm is reached forward. You're gonna inhale, point that top hand at the ceiling. Look at it. Exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Now you wanna keep your hand in alignment with your shoulder. It gives you more back stretch. Take an inhale here. And exhale, come back to where you started. Inhale, point at the ceiling, turn to look at your hand. Exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale, hold. And exhale, coming forwards. Inhale, point at the ceiling, turn to look at it. Exhale, turn your ribs backwards. Inhale into the back of the ribs. And exhale, coming forward. Let's do it on the 2 breath. Inhale, back. Exhale, forward. Just one more of those. Inhale, back. And exhale forward. Let's go to the other side. So, right, you're on your side. Either your arm is supporting your head or maybe a pillow. Knees are stacked. A little tension in the core. Top arm is reached forward. You're going to inhale, point that top hand at the ceiling, turn to look at it. Exhale, turn your ribs back as you reach your knees forwards. Inhale into the back of the rib cage. Exhale, coming forward. Inhale, point at the ceiling, turn to look at your head. Exhale as you go back. Inhale here. And exhale, coming forward. Let's do 2 more of those. Now, I'm just going to tell you a little thing. I had a niece who had COVID recently, and this is one of the exercises I gave her that helped her breathing to feel better. So you guys are ahead of the curve. If you unfortunately get that disease, you already know how to help your breath go deeper into your ribs. We're going to inhale, go back, and exhale, come forward. One more of those. Inhale, back, and exhale, forward. Let's go onto your back. And if you like something to support your neck so that your neck and shoulders are in a good place, right, that the chin isn't tipped up, pop something under your head. I use a garden kneeler when I use something, right? Those garden kneelers from the dollar store are fantastic for that. So, right, legs are bent. Feet ideally are in alignment with your hip joint, which is hard to find when you're laying on your back. But your hip joint and your sit bone, that bone that aches when you're sitting on something hard, are in alignment with each other. So if you can figure out how to line up your feet with your sit bone, you're in alignment with your hip. Now, right, let's see if we're in neutral spine. So, right, neck up, ribs down, right? Remember your ribs go behind your, go all the way down to behind your belly button. Can you feel that resting down? Does your low back feel light and your pelvis heavy? If so, fantastic, you got neutral already. Let's bring your arms up in front of your chest and find neutral shoulder. So palms are facing each other. Imagine you're holding a box, just go forward, shoulder blades come forward around the ribs a bit, and then come back to where your upper back and chest are equally wide. Forward is called protraction. And then we're gonna come back to neutral. We're gonna do that one more time. Protract and neutral. Now we're gonna go the other way. You're gonna pull your shoulder blades towards each other, but don't let go of that box, right? Hands are still the same distance apart. And then come back to where your upper back and chest are equally wide. We're gonna pull back and come back to where your upper back and chest are equally wide. One more here, retract and neutral. Let's do all three. Forward, neutral, back, neutral. One more, forward, neutral, back, neutral. Notice that neutral is closer to back than forward. Now we're gonna keep the shoulders in neutral, keep the ribs in neutral. Exhale, reach your hands towards the floor above your head. That might give you a stretch on your chest. Inhale, bring your hands up in front of your chest. Exhale as you go back. Now remember, the most important thing here is that one, we keep those ribs down, and two, we keep the shoulder in neutral. We get our arm all the way to the floor, but your shoulder isn't in neutral anymore, yeah? One more here. And it's okay to not be in neutral sometimes. We're just trying to figure out what it is. Let's do just a little bit more of a chest stretch. So as you bend your elbows, bring them to the front of your shoulders. Inhale, point your elbows up to the ceiling. Exhale, take your elbows sideways. That might be a stretch for your chest there. Your shoulders blades pinch together to make that happen. Let's come back up towards the ceiling with those elbows and down alongside your body. So as you go up, that shoulder is in neutral. As you go sideways, the shoulder blades go to the retracted position, but we get a nice chest stretch, so why not do that? And back down again. Now, if you're not getting a chest stretch, we're going up again. Take your elbows up right in front of your temples before you take them sideways, and then come back up towards the ceiling and back down alongside your ribs. We'll just do one more of those. Inhale up, exhale sideways, inhale up and down. Just want you to straighten out your arms. We're gonna do our head nod. So I want you to just sense the weight of the back of your head on whatever it's resting on. You're gonna keep it heavy there as you do a tiny little nod, like you're nodding to say yes, and release. Inhale, tiny nod. Exhale, release. Top of the head reaches opposite where your toes are pointed, and release. We're just looking to sense a little bit of stretching in the back of the neck, maybe a little bit of flattening. I don't really like that word because people try too hard. We're just trying to get the back of the neck to let go a little bit. Last arm thing before we move on to some harder work. I want you to just pick your arms up a little bit off the floor. Find that place where your collarbones and upper back are equally wide. And just do a shoulder shrug. Inhale up and exhale down. Inhale up. Exhale down. One more up and down. Let's go to our ab prep. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head for this exercise. Elbows are in your peripheral vision. Now, remember, We want to keep that low back curve off of the floor because our lumbar curve curves forward towards the ceiling when we're laying on our back. And we're just trying to teach our body how to live in that place because we have more shock absorption if we have that curve. So, right, inhale, little nod we did a moment ago. Exhale, round through your rib cage to come up. You're going to feel that the part of your back between your shoulder blades and your belly button just pressed hard into the floor. You're going to inhale, stay there, and then exhale, come back down onto the floor. Try not to let that low rib cage come off the floor as you go down. Now we'll get lighter, but we're not letting it lift. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up. Inhale, that mid-back area between your belly button and shoulder blades are heavy on the floor and back down again, but the low back feels light the whole time. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up, right? I have a gap here. I can still stick my hand underneath. And come back down again. And that's right at the waistband of your pants. That's where your low back is. Exhale, curl up. Inhale. And exhale back down again. Let's go onto our belly and do a little bit of breaststroke prep, which is our opposite movement where we're just going to bend our upper back backwards. So, right, we're on our belly. Hands are beside your head. Legs are close together. Kneecaps are pointing down. You want to feel like you're resting on the middle of your breastbone and the tip of your nose. You want to tension your abdominals a little bit. And you're just going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades down your back towards your heels. Exhale, reach out the top of the head as you lift up in extension. Inhale, low ribs are still on the floor. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, come up. Now, as you come up, is your belly button pushing into the floor? I really hope not. And let's come back down again. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. As you come up, keep a little tension in those abdominals, but not so tight that you can't do that upper back bend. And back down again. One more here. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale up. Inhale, hold. And exhale down. Let's take the arms alongside the body. Palms face the ceiling. Belly button still in. Inhale, turn your palms inwards to face your thighs. You want to be where your collarbones and your upper back feel equally wide. Then you're going to exhale, lift up. Inhale, hold. And exhale, go down. Palms face the ceiling. The shoulder rolls forward. So turn those palms inwards, turning that upper arm bone. That's your inhale. Exhale, come up. We're not pinching the shoulder blades together here. And exhale, back down again. Inhale, turn the palms in. Exhale, feel wide across your upper back as you come up. Inhale. And exhale, back down again. Just one more here. Inhale, turn the palms in. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And down. One more arm position, just 3 of these. Hands under your forehead. Now, if you want to make it harder today, lift your arms with you as you go up. But if your neck's been unhappy lately, leave the arms down. I'm going to just lift my head away from my hands. Belly button's in. You're going to inhale, slide your shoulder blades away from your ears. Exhale, use your back muscles to lift up. Inhale. Exhale, back down again. 2 more. Inhale, slide your shoulder blades. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. 1 more. Inhale. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And down. We're going to go to our shell stretch. So, right, we're just going to lift up and push back over your heels, sitting down towards your heels, elbows are bent. Now, if your knees hate this position, do not be in this position. Lay on your back, hug your knees into your chest. I always encourage people to do a gentle little rock when they're in this position. Well, I started doing that somewhere after March 2019, and that has to do with some training I got. Let's come up out of that. So not every Pilates instructor is going to get you to do that rock, but it has to do with fascial release work. We're going to go onto our back to do our 100. Now, right, if your low back is sore, you want to leave your feet on the floor for this exercise. If your neck is sore, you're going to want to leave your head on the floor for this exercise, right? And if partway through the exercise you go, ooh, my low back sore, put your feet down. My neck sore, put your head down. Listen to what your body's doing. Don't try and compete with anybody else who's doing class today. So I want you to just for a moment, go, am I in neutral? Now, if you're somebody who will leave your head down and you like something under your head, it's under your head right now. We're going to take an inhale to prepare, exhale, imprint. And if you're lifting your legs up one at a time, they come up to tabletop, right angle knee and hip, squeeze the legs together, inhale, nod, exhale, rounding up if you're coming up, and go in, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 10, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, exhale, 2, 3, 4, 20, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 30, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 40. Now remember, if you want to make it harder, legs are straight, out, 2, 3, 4, 50, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 60, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 70, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 80, inhale, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 90, in, 2, 3, 4, 5, out, 2, 3, 4, 100. Take an inhale, exhale, we're going to come on down, hug our knees in towards our chest. Now, if you have a tendency towards unhappy hips, I don't want those knees right tight together. They're going to be a little bit apart. We can play with a little gentle rocking here. Now, if you didn't lift your legs up for the exercise because you had a sore low back, particularly if it's disc issues, you don't want your legs up here for this. You want your feet on the floor and doing a little rock there. That puts less compression on those discs and nerves that sometimes get irritated in our low back. So, all right, from here, let's come to a seated position. We're going to go to spine twist here. But before we do it today, we're going to do a little bit of an arm exercise. Here, now, right, I sit with my legs crossed because I'm up on a platform. You could always have diamond legs. You could have, right, so you're making a diamond shape with your legs. You could have straight legs. Legs are tight together. Your legs are straight. Big thing, we want to be sitting up straight. And all we're going to do is some little arm circles here. So I want you to take your arms sideways. And I want you to not look at your screen for a moment. Oh, you guys can't see yourself on the screen. Lots of my folks I teach can. But you're going to look straight forward and wiggle your fingers. And if you can see your fingers wiggling in your peripheral vision, they're far enough forward. You don't want the arms back here. Now, all we're going to do from this is little arm circles. We're going to go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Reverse 2, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. Reverse. If it's going into your neck, take your arms a little lower. 10. Reverse 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, and 10. Good. Rest. Yeah. That should just get us a little bit more warmed up through there. We're going to start with our hands on our ribs, give our arms a break. So, right, make a platform, take your hands against your ribs, feel a little support through the core, nice width in the collarbones. We're going to use 3 exhales to turn today. So, you're going to inhale to prepare and go exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center, other side, 2, 3, inhale, center, exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center, other side, 2, 3, and center. Now, if you want to give yourself more challenge through the shoulders, take the arms out. This is a little bit more on the core as well. Same position, right? We want to be able to see our fingers when we wiggle them in our peripheral vision. Here we go. Take an inhale to prepare. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. Keeping the collarbones wide so that we don't put tension up into that neck. Exhale, 2, 3, inhale, center. One more to each side here. 2, 3, and center. Last 1, 2, 3, and center. We're going to do a little bit of spine stretch forward here. So I'm just turning sideways so I can straighten my legs. Right feet are shoulder distance apart. If we're doing it with straight legs, you can always do diamond legs here as well. You're going to want to have your hands on the front of your legs. You're sitting up nice and tall out of that low back, right? We're not collapsed back. If you are, you need to do a different leg position. You're going to imagine your back is on the wall behind you. Find some support in the core so there's some tensioning there. Take an inhale. Exhale, start with your head and round forward. And it's like you're aiming the top of your forehead to your knees. Take an inhale. And exhale, let's come all the way back up again. Inhale. Exhale, rounding forward. Scoop your belly button in and up. Inhale into your back. Exhale, let's come all the way back up again. One more of these. Exhale as you go down. Inhale. And exhale as you come back up again. Let's do it on the 2 breath. Exhale, going down. Inhale up. Are your collarbones wide when you're up? Exhale down. Inhale up. Notice my elbows are straight, are bent the whole time. They're never straight because I'm not trying to touch my toes. I can, but that's not the goal. I'm trying to get the top of my forehead to aim towards my knees. Now, speaking of straight arms, let's pick them up, bring them parallel to the floor. We're going to reach over our feet, not to them. So exhale as you go down. Inhale up. Exhale, scoop your belly button in. Inhale up. Exhale, round. Inhale up. One more rounding and up. Now, we're going to do 3 slow roll downs. I want your legs bent for this today because, oh, and I need a sip of water. Sorry, I'm having voice issues again. They flared up about 2 weeks ago. So I got to learn not to do that throat clearing thing I just did a moment ago because it makes it worse. So right legs are bent. I want you to just round forward over your legs for a moment. And I want you to feel the pressure of your heels downwards into the floor. Now, I want you to reach your arms out. Your back is still round. And we're going to go backwards at a count of 10. And you want to feel like you're trying to keep that downward pressure of your heels down into the floor. You'll feel it lighten, but that'll help you keep your back round, believe it or not. So take an inhale. Exhale, curling back. 10, 9, 8, 7. Are you still pushing your heels down? 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. We're going to come back up again. Now, the reason I'm getting you to work with bent knees is because those straight legs can sometimes counterbalance us a lot and we don't have to work as hard. So round forward, feel the pressure of the heels down into the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, rolling back on your bum. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. One more time. We're coming back up again. I don't care how you get up here. Arms, we're curved forward over our legs. Press your heels into the floor. Take an inhale. Exhale, curling back. 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. When we're down here, let's just stay down here. And I just want you to bend your legs, have your feet within the width of your body. And we're going to go to some oblique work here. So I want you to pop your hands behind your head. I want your elbows in your peripheral vision. And if you want to make it harder, you're going to imprint and lift your legs up to tabletop. You're going to inhale, little nod, exhale, round through your rib cage to curl up and look at your knees. Take an inhale here, exhale, rotate, looking down the outside of your leg, inhale, center, exhale, rotate, look down the outside of your other leg, inhale, center, and back down again. Inhale, nod, exhale, curl up. Inhale, exhale, rotate, inhale, center. So you see the wall past your leg as you go to your rotate and back down again. Now, right, make sure it's a rotation, not a side bend. So right opposite shoulder comes to knee, and then opposite shoulder comes to knee, and back down again, but you're still trying to see down the outside of your leg. Exhale, curl up, inhale. Exhale, rotate. Now, you don't get to move your legs, get them out of the way to see past them. You're trying to rotate enough to see past them. One more. Exhale as you curl up. Inhale. Exhale, rotate. Other side. And back down again. Good rest. Now, I want you to just open your elbows sideways on the floor. And I want you to, if you have your feet up, put them down on the floor, because we're just going to get a bit of a chest stretch here right now, but just rocking your knees side to side to stretch out those chests a bit. And part of the reason why I'm focusing on that these days is, right, we're spending a lot of time on screens, which is going to just make our chest even tighter. And if we can loosen it off a bit, it helps our posture. One more to each side. And then we're going to do one more little exercise here. It's, oops, clunk. It's going to be in the same position that we did our hundreds in earlier. If your neck is sore, leave your head down, but you do need your legs up for this exercise. You're going to find your imprint and lift your legs up to tabletop. Now, if your low back sore, skip this exercise. Inhale, nod. Exhale, curl up to look at your knees. Grab one leg with both hands. Straighten the other one. That's an exhale. We're going to switch. Exhale as you switch. Now, if you want to stretch your back, pull the knee into your chest. If you want to make it harder, stop your leg at tabletop. And of course, the lower your leg is, the harder it is, but you got to keep that imprint. And we're going to go 4, 3, 2, and 1. And come on down. Hug your knees into your chest. Remember, knees apart for this if your hips have a tendency to be sore these days. And let's go to a little bit of work on our front. So we're just going to pop on over onto our belly, and we're going to just do a little bit of something to make those hip flexors feel a little better. So we're going to come up onto, we can either be up on our elbows for this exercise, or we're going to be down flat. Now, it's a bit of a complicated exercise coordination-wise, because we're pulling our toe in, then we pull our heel in, and we straighten our legs. If this looks confusing to you, be down here. Otherwise, we're up on our elbows, and this is a trickier place to position ourselves, right? So regardless of whether we're down or up, I want you to tighten your belly and slide your shoulders out of your ears. If you're up on your elbows, your thighs are on the floor, and your elbows and your hands, right? Right, your forearms. We're not gonna have our belly on the floor. I know, I'm making you hold this for a while, aren't I? Here we go. You're gonna inhale to prepare, bend one leg, pull your toe in, release it slightly, pull your heel in, straighten your leg. Other leg, we pull your toe in, release slightly, heel, straighten, toe, heel, straighten. There's a little bit of a bounce in it. Toe, bounce out, heel, straighten your leg, toe, heel, straighten. Are you breathing? Toe, heel, and straighten. Now, if this is bugging your knees, you want to be down flat on your belly and take your knees further apart. Toe, heel, and straighten. And toe, heel, and straighten. One more here. I don't care how you're breathing, but you got to breathe, my friends. One more here. And let's come on down onto our belly. We're going to take our hands under our forehead, and we're going to do a little bit of single leg extension, which is that little lift of the leg backwards in space. Now, right? Maximum range going backwards, if you're keeping your pelvis from moving, is 20 degrees, well, maybe 25. So, right? It's not going to be big. The front of your thigh stays on the floor. Hands are under your forehead, belly button's in, shoulders out of your ears, knees are pointing at the floor. You're going to inhale, pull your pubic bone forward towards the floor. And then you're going to exhale, keep your legs straight, reach it up, feel where your thigh and your butt meet, tension a bit, and come back down again. Same leg. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. Exhale, down. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale, hold. And down. Let's do the other side. So inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. Now we're looking for where the thigh and the butt meet tensioning. Yeah. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale, lift. So your whole butt cheek might be tensioning, but you really want to feel it mostly where the thigh and the butt meet, because that's where lots of us are a little bit deconditioned and why we get low back and or knee pain. Inhale, pubic bone forward. Exhale. Can you feel right where your thigh and your butt meet? Activate. And release. Let's just let everything relax. Rock your hips side to side. Now we're going to see if we can do this exercise on the 2 breath. So belly button's in, shoulders out of your ears. We're still looking for that engagement right where your thigh and your butt meet. So you're going to inhale, pull the pube bone forward. Exhale, reach out 1 foot to lift. Inhale down. Exhale, reach. Inhale down. Keep that leg straight as you lift and down. Are you feeling some work right where the thigh and the butt meet? Exhale, lift. Inhale down. If you're not keeping the pube bone forward and you're trying to lift your leg too much. Let's go to the other side. So inhale, pube bone forward. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Exhale, lift. Inhale down. Shoulders are still out of the ears. 1 more here. And rest. Let the hips rock side to side for a moment. And then let's go to our shell stretch. So remember, you're either going to push back over your heels, rounding out your back, letting your elbows be bent, or you're on your back with your knees in towards your chest. Soft elbows here. You're not trying to get your forehead to the floor. This is not yoga, it's Pilates. So you're really thinking, round that back. And you're just trying to breathe, and a little shift side to side helps with the fascial tension. And if you're on your knees, that could be through your shoulders or your head or your hips, or maybe everything. 1 more breath there. And let's go onto our side to do a little bit of side leg work. Now, we're going to do a kick today. So you got to make sure there's space around you that you can kick your leg forward and back and not kick furniture. And you're going to have either a pillow or your arm under your head, and the arm can be straight or it could be the anti, just like it bent. And then, you're a straight line from your head to your tail, and then you pike your legs forward at a 45-degree angle. So if you're on a mat, your back would be near the back of the mat, and then your feet would be near the front of the mat. Now, if I'm in neutral laying on my side, I want to make sure the side of my waist is off the floor. So I got my sit bone reaching away from the top of my head, but I want to make sure that the side of my ribs aren't off, because if they are, I'm rolled too far back. I got to get that top hip a little further forward, and I'll feel like I'm a little bit on the front of that greater trochanter, not on the top of it. Now from here, top hand can be down, fingertips only on the floor, but if you want to challenge yourself, your hand is on your leg. You're going to lift your top leg up to hip height. You're going to kick it forward twice, going inhale, inhale, exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. And inhale, inhale, exhale, pulling back. Now, it's never going to be the same range of motion going backwards as it is forwards. You might get a bit of a hamstring stretch as you go forward and a bit of a hip flexor stretch as you go back. Part of what's funny about Zoom is as I kick forward, my foot just looks gigantic. In, exhale, pull back. 2 more. In, exhale, pull back. It's that same bounce we had earlier. In, and pull back. Straight line from your head to your feet. You're once again going to have the side of your waist off the floor, and that's because you're reaching that top leg away from the top of your head. But you want to make sure that you haven't rolled your top hip so far back that the ribs start to lift off the floor. So, if you thought about this ASIS point, it's not pointing straight at the wall in front of you. It's angled down at the floor in front of you. Now, hand down or on your thigh, you're going to lift your top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot, reach up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. You're going to inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Inhale up, exhale down, 1 more up and down. Now this is where things get entertaining. We're going to do what's called staggered leg. If this is too much, if it hurts your bottom hip, you're going to drop the top knee forward and lower and lift that bottom leg. Or you're going to inhale, lift the top leg, exhale, lift the bottom leg to meet the top leg and take them both down. Up, squeeze your knees together and down. Now, when I'm doing this, I'm trying to keep the side of my waist off the floor. It does not drop. Yeah, up, squeeze and down. You might be able to see that little bit of light underneath my waist that isn't changing. Up, squeeze and down. Beautiful. Let's do this on the other side. So, right, we're starting with the kick. So, right, a good way to help that 45-degree angle is you get your back along the back of your mat, then you pike your legs forward and your feet will be somewhere near the front of the mat when you do that, right? And we want to make sure the side of the waist is off the floor, but we haven't rolled that top hip back, right? We want to be more in the front of that greater trochanter that we're resting on, not the apex of it. Top hand can be down if you want. Lift your top leg up, kick it forward twice. Going inhale, inhale. Exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. Forward, inhale, inhale. Exhale, point your foot and pull it behind you. In, exhale, reach. And in, exhale, reach. In, exhale, reach. Two more. Inhale, inhale, and reach. Last one, in, and reach. Straight line from your head to your feet. Remember, you want the side of your waist off the floor. Lift that top leg up, flex your foot, bring it down, point your foot. You're gonna inhale as you go up and exhale as you come down. Remember, you wanna have a real sense of reach out that top leg away from the top of your head to help keep the side of the waist off the floor as you work. All right, that top hip is not tipped back. It's a little bit rolled forward. For most of it, it feels too far forward, yeah? But if you start following your face forward, you've gone too far. Let's go to staggered legs. So you're gonna inhale, lift the top leg, exhale, lift the bottom leg, take it down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. Inhale, lift, exhale, squeeze, and down. One more here. Up, squeeze, and down. Beautiful. We're gonna do a little bit of a release for our hips. So I want you to flip onto your back. If you like something under your head, pop it under your head. Take your feet to the width of your mat. And to help isolate the release work in the outside of the hip rather than low back, you're gonna try not to really rock your pelvis to the side as you drop one knee into the middle and pick it up. Other knee into the middle and pick it up, right? Because we could do it that the pelvis rocks around a lot. Then that becomes more about back stretch. And if we think about trying to keep the pelvis reasonably quiet as we do that, do this knee drop, we get a little bit more stretch in the outside of the hip. Let's just do one more to each side here. And then let's just come to a seated position and we'll do a little bit of mermaid to finish things off today. So, right, mermaid is a side bending exercise. For mermaid, it's always a good idea to either have cross legs or diamond legs, or if your hips don't like this outward rotation, you can always have your legs kind of in a bit of a V shape when you're sitting, just to help counterbalance tipping over sideways. You're gonna bring your hands beside you, feel nice and tall. Inhale, reach one hand up to the ceiling. Exhale, side bend, keeping both bones down. Inhale up and exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Now as you side bend, I want you to imagine you're between two panes of glass. So you're not gonna go forward or back. You're just gonna go sideways and release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. Exhale, release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, side bend. Inhale, up. And release. Just one more here. Remember, you're going to reach for the wall, not the floor. And release. Inhale, lift. Exhale, reach for the wall. Inhale, up. And release. Good. That's all the time I have to hang out with you peeps today. Thanks for joining me for some Pilates. Bye for now.